Hey everyone! So I wanted to cover what Mr. Badno and I went over in the Google Classroom PD the other day. I realized that not everyone that wanted to take it was able to, and this would also serve as a good refresher for those that were in the room. So in order to do Google Classroom, until they fix our district's logins for Google, we can't have the students join our classes if we're using the district email. I realize that's a concern for some, but if you want to use the Google Classroom, you will have to either create a separate Gmail account or use a personal one. The students don't see anything in your personal email unless you share it, so it's not like they can see anything. It's only what you share. So first you want to go to Google Classroom, so google.classroom. Anytime you need to use a Google extension, like a Google product, / and then the product you want to use is going to get you straight to it. So I've created a personal one already. I'm just going to click over here. This is what it comes up. I already have some created, so it's not going to show you a blank one. I'm going to let it load. To show you what it'll look like when you're setting it up, I went to an account that I didn't do anything with Google Classroom on. So as you'll see, it says no classes here, but you're in Google Classroom, and you can always hover over your little picture to see what account you're in. If you have a bunch of different accounts, you do want to make sure that you're keeping an eye on that, because it likes to go to the one you use the most, and you will have to change it to the one that you're using Google Classroom in if you have a bunch of different accounts. So like I said, I'm just choosing one that I don't have it set up with. So what you want to do is you want to click on the plus, create or join a class. You want to create a class. And it doesn't want you to, but it's what we're doing. Alright, and then you create your class. So I'm going to do US2. The section, this is up to you. I usually just do the content area instead of the individual classes because of how our students tend to move from period to period, even though they're within the same course, so that I don't have to move them from one class period to another class period online. I keep everyone in the same Google Classroom. And then I do history. I promise I type better than this. I'm just trying to rush. Nobody else wants somebody to type. And then you click create. So what I'm going to do, you've created your class. So now you're in your class, you can change and it'll walk you through things. So you can change the theme. All right, you just select the theme here, or you can upload a photo. It just picks something for you. All right, what you do from here is the stream. I explained to the students that this stream is kind of like the Facebook stream where you see everyone's posts, but it's not really necessarily things that you need to keep up on. It's announcements and other, and other stuff like that. What they really, really need to concern themselves with is classwork. So this is where you can create assignments. This is where you can just create like resources for them. Like if you have access to a PDF file of the textbook or something like that, you can add that as well. I'm going to show you the one I'm already working in to show you like in-use products. So here's the one I'm using, and here's my classwork stream, the same stream I was already in on the other one I just showed you. Alright, so you can divide it however you want. As you see in the one that I haven't done anything with, you start it how you want it. Once you create, the topics are what I have right here. So this is a topic, this is a topic, and then the assignment, this is an assignment, this is an assignment. All of these are assignments, and you'll see I have due dates. This one's a draft, which means I haven't finished it yet. I know that when I get to chapter 11, I will be assigning vocabulary, so I've already loaded it to save myself some time, but I have no intentions of releasing it yet since we're just starting chapter 11 tomorrow. So that's just a draft so that I know I can schedule it when I'm ready. Tomorrow, I have it scheduled for 10 o'clock that their station work is going to be released. So you can schedule things ahead of time. You can keep it in draft, or you can just post it right away. That would be up to you as well. So to actually create an assignment, I'm going to go back to the other account, because this will, every time you do this, it will notify your students that you've uploaded something, you've edited something. So I don't want to drive these kids crazy at 6 o'clock at night and give them, make their phones blow up. So I'm going to go back over here. All right, now I'm in the one that I haven't done it. There's no Google Classroom on this account. So I'm going to create an assignment. I'm going to say that the assignment is called Scavenger Hunt. And then I'm going to say walk around the room and find, obviously it would be much more descriptive than this, but you know, you give the title and then you give instructions on what they're going to do. Now let's say you can grade it on here or you can ungrade it. Right now, because I'm still getting used to this platform also, I'm making everything ungraded because I'm using Genesis. And most of the stuff I'm having them do on paper and not online. But once I get more familiar with it and the students get more familiar with it, I probably will start accepting online assignments. But for now, I'm doing paper. But if you wanted to grade it online, you could give it a point value. And then you can make your due date. Your topic, you would create a topic. You don't have to create a topic every time. Once you have a list of topics, you can just choose it. So I'm just going to call this topic classwork. Down here, the paperclip, if you want to attach a file from your computer, if you want to attach one from your Google Drive, if you want to attach one from YouTube, or if you want to share a link. So I'm just going to show you that even if you're using a private account, they can't see it unless you share it with them. So if I go to my Drive, the only thing they're going to see is what I share. So if I share this work sample, I'm going to add that. That's all they see. All right, I can choose if they want a copy of their own, if you want them all editing on the same file, like a collaborative group work. If you just want them to be able to view the file, that's up to you. So I'm going to say that they can all view it. They don't need to edit it as, you know, together, and not every student needs a copy of it. They just need to view it. So down here is where you can either assign it now, schedule it to be assigned, or just save it so that you can come back to it later. So I'm going to save it because this isn't my real account. All right, so here it is. It's a draft. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go into the account where I'm a student in my classes to show you what they see. So here's what the students see. If they have more than one class that's using Google Classroom, they'll have tiles for each class. So let's go into United States history. Here's their stream. So this was like I was saying, this is kind of like the Facebook feed where they can see what everybody's doing. Students can post on this. You can also change the settings to prevent them from doing so. My students have been really good, as you see. You don't see anything from them. It's only me. If they abused it and they started saying, follow me on Instagram or something, then I would block them. But they've been pretty good. But you want to tell them to go to classwork. When you go to classwork, that's where all of their work lives. Like I said, you can divide these topics however you want to do that. I'm just keeping it simple: classwork, homework, assessments. I teach juniors and seniors, so I have a college stuff for the juniors, and then the seniors it's broken down even more. And then I have a spot for the textbooks. So this is an assignment. It's got a due date. And for me, this is missing because I'm not actually handing the work in. But if I wanted to view the assignment, it will show me the assignment. So here's my assignment. It was a writing prompt. So they could either write it on paper or they could answer it online. Like I said, the whole answering online is new to me as well, but I'm going to try it. I'm going to see what happens. So I'm going to create. So it gives them a choice, how they want to answer this. I'm going to create a doc. And then I'm going to open up that document. And it already titles it September 17th homework, so it's really easy for the teacher to figure out whose work it is. That's actually pretty convenient. So then the student just needs to blah, 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 answer their work. And then when they're done, they should be able to share it. Oh, yep, they can share it. Okay, so actually they don't want to share it because you don't want them to need to memorize your email address. So just kind of like click out of that. Click done. I think what they actually need to do is turn it in. So let's go back to my teacher page. All right, one attachment will be a submit it, turn it in. Okay, so that's what the student would do. So let's go back to mine and let's see how I can see that work. You know what? I'm going to pause because, like I said, this is new to me. I'm going to figure it out and then I'll come back on. Okay, so I figured it out. Ironically, mine isn't showing up, but I think that's because I'm using the same computer and I'm trying to use 2 different Google accounts at the same time, and I'm confusing Google. But if you click on the assignment and you click on View Assignment, if you go to Turned In, oh, there it is. When I was trying this, it wasn't there, but now it is. So you click on Turned In, and here's all the students that turned it in. Now, I have a higher rate of students that turned it in. It's just these are the ones that attempted it online. So let's go to mine because I know that I typed something. I think some of them are still trying to work it out as well, since I haven't taught it to them since I'm learning it now. So if you click on that, it should just pop up. Okay, so the document does just pop up just as the student left it. And then you as the teacher can come in and make suggestions. Or you can actually make a private comment. I don't know why it's taking so long to type. Oh, make suggestions. All right, and then the student would come in and either accept that suggestion and make the changes or decide to not take that suggestion. You can also make private comments to the student. You plagiarized, blah, 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 blah. And then you can post that comment and you can return the work. The student will be notified and check any grade that you left. So we can return it. All right, and let's see. I'm going to pause this. I'm going to log back into the student version to see what it looks like. Okay, so now I'm back in the student's view. So if I go to classwork and I go to my September 17th homework assignment, I can see that it's been returned. All right, and I think that's also why it's grayed out to bring it to my attention. So it's been returned. I'm going to view the assignment. And I see the private comment from the teacher. So I'm going to look at the work and see if the teacher left any remarks. And I see that she made suggestions. So once it's done loading, I should be able to either reject or accept those suggestions. You see that's the teacher. And then I can accept those rejections. I can accept, or so I'm going to suggest. I'm going to take them, and then that actually becomes part of my document. So then I can turn it in again, and then the process would go back and forth until you decide it's done and that it's acceptable. So I have, and then I'm going to resubmit it. Turn it in, and now it's back to the teacher to see if that is an acceptable assignment. So I think I'm going to stop there. I hope that I didn't get into too much detail, that I confused you. If I did, please feel free to stop by. I can break it down a little more. Or if you want to know something more specific, like maybe I glazed over something that I probably should have gone into more detail about, please, just stop by or email me. We can set up a time that I can sit down with you and work with you on this. Mr. Badnew is also well versed in Google Classroom. If you have better access to him, I know everyone's got different prep periods, but he's also well versed in Google Classroom. He would be more than willing to help as well. I am in T23. Mr. Badnew is in T18. If you have any questions you'd rather email, I am JSIA. He is DBABNEW. So, any questions? Let us know.